Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I'm going to be finally sitting down to review the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe Volume 2 palette. Now, I've been playing around with this palette quite a lot, you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, it is quite amazing. There has been so many makeup looks that I've been able to create with this palette, and it's just such a beautiful, stunning palette. And I'm going to be creating two looks for you guys today, taking a page out of Nikki Tutorial's book, because she does two separate looks on her two different eyes. If I had four eyes, I'd do four different looks, but anyway, so yeah, like the colors in this palette are just absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead, create these two looks for you guys, and then we're gonna sit down and just discuss this palette. But if you guys want to compare the Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 against the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2, can't speak, I'm gonna hold them up side by side so you guys can see. Now, my Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 is very, very loved. I'm a bit disheartened that like they've changed a few things in the original formula, because now like I love the original palette. This is like one of the original OG palettes that I got. I believe I got mine in if it wasn't 2018, it was definitely 2017 or something like that. But this palette has just been absolutely bomb. You can see I've hit pan on like two shades. This actually lives in my professional kit as well, and so I use it on clients, and it's just such a beautiful palette, which is such a shame that now they reformulated. If you guys don't know the whole drama, definitely go and check it out on drama channels, because I'm definitely not a drama channel. But these are the palettes side by side. So I would say if you guys do have the original palette, it's definitely a very complementary palette to have a palette like this. This has more neon shades, more glittery shades. It also has this matte white shade, which I actually really love. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, and also before you guys are like, what is on your face? I'm actually going through a heavy faux freckle kind of obsession right now. I just love it. It just looks so beautiful on the skin, and I'm obsessed. I went a little ham today, not gonna lie. Silver Ramaphosa's speech was on, and I was like, if you know, you know. And then I also made two beauty spots. So yeah, without any further ado, let's go into this video and let's get started. So as always, you guys know I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base. I have tried this palette with like a MAC paint pot and with like concealers, and I have to say I don't have any issues with this product and the way it reacts with other primers. Like I feel like it just, there's no complaints. It just sits nice on any primer. So you don't have to have the P. Louise eyeshadow base for this palette to work on you, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base. Oh man, I forgot I'm doing two separate looks. I should have primed this lid later on, but oh well. So from the reviews that I have read in general, a lot of people feel like you can't really create a lot of neutral looks with this palette. And I have to say, like, I've had enough playtime to make a decision about the neutral looks and how much you can create with this palette. And I honestly feel like you can create a variation of looks with this palette, because there's like brownie shades, you know, all over here. Brownie shades. There is maroony purpley sort of shades that you can use. So, I mean, there's a variation of like extremely colorful that you can create, and there's a select variation of neutral that you can create. So I'm gonna go in and create a, this is so rough. What do we even do? What shade do we even use? I'm just so like, okay, I think we're gonna do like a neutral eye on this side. So let's start with the neutral eye, and then we'll move on to the more colorful eye. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go in with the shade Comfort Zone, which is this shade right here. So a lot of people say that the three of these top shades look very similar, and honestly, in my opinion, I don't think they look very similar. And I don't think when you put them on the eye that they look very similar. They do look very different. I think it's all about like what you pair the colors with that really makes a difference. Oh my god, I was supposed to do neutral here, but anyway, you can tell I'm not used to doing two different eye looks at the same time, but it's fine. So I'm gonna go in with Comfort Zone, just blend that back and forth into my crease, also on my lower lash line. Okay, then after going in with Comfort Zone, I'm gonna go in with the shade right here called Thick Skin, and I'm going to just build up the outer corner of my eye. So I'm going to be creating a halo, and I actually haven't used the black in this palette, so I'm going to go in with Temptress, which is this one right here, and just add a little bit of this on the inner and outer corner of this eye. Okay, I know we said neutral, but like smoky is neutral, right? Okay, so I have to say I really like the way that black is blending out. It is very, very beautiful. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could go in and really pack this on, but I don't want this smoky eye to be like super intense, so I'm just going to leave it as is for now. And then I'm going to be taking the shade Get Ready With Me, which is this one right here, and I'm going to pick it up on my finger because I feel like these apply beautifully with the finger, and I'm just going to put that in the middle of my lid. Ooh, that looks really, really beautiful. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is such a beautiful eye look. I mean, I would definitely wear this out. I think that Get Ready With Me shade is absolutely stunning. I would say like you definitely have to apply like the glittery eyeshadows with your finger. It definitely applies way better. You can go in with a little bit of a brush and kind of just smooth it out, but other than that, your finger is the trick with these. It just is amazing. So next we're gonna go in to the colorful side. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do like a colorful cut crease vibe situation using this palette, and it's basically gonna go from like yellow to orange to pink to purple kind of vibe. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is this one right here called No Joke, which is this beautiful yellow. Taking this on a Sigma E36. Now what I find about this yellow shade is that it definitely works better when the eyeshadow base is a little bit dried down, in my opinion. Like if you go in with wet eyeshadow base and try to plonk this on, it's just not a vibe. Not a vibe. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with this orange shade right here. This is called My Man. It's actually quite neon. And then also apply this into the crease. Then I'm gonna go in to the shade Tipsy Girl, which is this hot pink. One thing I have to say with this palette is that it is so pigmented that you almost want to like be light-handed with it, because if you aren't, it's almost like a pain in the butt to blend, if I'm being honest. And I mean, I don't think that's a hella bad thing, but just be careful. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with this purple right here, and it's called Not My Journey. And I'm basically just going to apply this next to that pink, almost create like an outer V sort of situation. Just darken up the outer corner of the eye as well. And then I'm basically going to repeat the colors on the lower part of my lash line. You guys can see how easy it is to just build up the color. It is such an effortless, beautiful, beautiful palette. This is the P. Louise, and I'm just going to cut the crease. Kind of going to do one of those swoop wings. Cut crease situation. Okay, so once that is down, I'm going to go in with that matte white cream shade called Certified. And we're going to just set the whole lid area. And this is definitely one of the best white eyeshadows I have ever worked with. Just because it's not patchy and it doesn't like crack up and do funny sort of things on the lid. You see what I mean? If you just go into the eye with a color, it's like really, really pigmented. Okay, and then for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. This is called Rido Diamonds. I actually really, really like this shade as an inner corner highlight. It's very beautiful, very, very sparkly. And then for this side, I was going to go in with the same shade, but I think I want to go in with this beautiful pinky shade called I'm In It. I mean, in the pan, it doesn't look like much, but when you put it on the eye, it has this beautiful pinky iridescence that is just absolutely stunning. And initially when I saw this on Jaclyn, I was like, okay. Now, initially when I saw it on Jaclyn, I was like, okay, Jaclyn, how is this going to translate on a brown girl? Like, is it going to show up? You bet your bottom dollar it does. Okay, so this is the finished eye looks. I'm just going to hop ahead off of camera, finish off the eyes, put on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final makeup look. This is the colorful eye. You can see how beautiful that is. This is the neutral smoky eye sort of vibe. Oh my god, you guys, I have to say I love both of these eyeshadow looks right now. They are so stunning, so beautiful. So some of the things that I noticed people said when I watched other reviews is that they were saying that some of these shades look the same on the lids when you blend them together. And I guess when you talk about like these 4 neutral shades, I think those are the only 4 neutral shades I would think that if you blend them all with one another or with similar shades, it's all gonna pretty much start looking like the same thing. But for me, when I look at this palette, I don't see that these shades are useless, if that makes any sense, because you could put the black down and use this warm brown to blend it out, and to further blend it out or use it as a transition, you could go in with one of these lighter browns. These lighter nudes are probably for like to help blend like the purples, and you know, you really have to think out of the box. And I think with this palette, your color combinations are absolutely, I can't speak, let's try that again. I think with this palette, your color combinations are actually what is going to make or break how much you get use out of this palette and how much you get use out of the shades. So I will say, like, I don't think any of these the shades in this palette are like useless or repetitive, and a lot of people were saying that these 3 shades look the same on the lid as well, and I've swatched these and they do not look the same whatsoever. Like this one right here, which is Get Ready With Me, the one I have on my eye, is a lot more golden. This middle one has like a purpley sort of bronzy reflect in it, and this one right here has like a glittery sort of purpley golden iridescent sort of vibe. So I personally don't feel like they are the same or they look the same on the lids, because obviously I played around with this palette enough to see that they are 3 distinct different shades. I guess some people feel like they might look the same on the lids, probably because maybe they're combining it with the same shades, or I don't know. But honestly, I feel like I have gone in with like, I created this like pinky purpley sort of look. I'll leave it up here or like next to my face, and I put this glittery sort of shade. It's called Drama Queen in the center, and it was such a beautiful glittery shade that it really tied in with all of those pinky and purpley sort of shades. So I will actually leave some pictures on the screen of some neutral looks that I've done. I think I've created like 3 neutral looks prior to this. I'll leave them on the screen as I'm like talking to you guys through what I think about this palette. And honestly, I think that this palette is not as versatile as the Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette, where you could create warm tone neutral makeup looks and neutral tone makeup looks and smoky eyes and reddish tones and orange tones, and whatever tones you wanted was all in the Volume 1. But like in terms of the colors in this palette, I initially thought, okay, what if there's repetitive shades from the James Charles to this one? But oh my god, there are 2 different types of formulas, if I'm being honest with you. The Jaclyn Hill one, you can definitely tell it's a separate formula. Now, I don't know if they're going to change it in the future. There's so much stuff happening with Morphe. I just don't want to get into the politics. But these neon shades are so beautiful. Like these ones, beautiful. The purple is beautiful. I'm yet to use like some of these burgundy sort of colors. So if you guys want to see like autumnal looks with like these shades, let me know and I'll be down to create it. But overall, the quality of this palette has just been impeccable, to say the least. I have created red looks. I have created sunset looks. I have created golden looks. I have created pink looks, purple looks. Like, I cannot even begin to tell you guys, this palette probably has one of the best reds I have ever worked with in my entire life. This red has a bit of gold sparkle in it, but the gold sparkle helps it blend, and she basically breaks down everything in her reveal video, so go and check that out if you haven't already. And overall, I got this palette from Kiss and Makeup. I paid $950 for this palette, 950 Rand, which is a bit more of a reasonable price than I've seen this palette go for. Like I said, I'm not complaining with the amount of neutral looks I can create with this palette. It's not as extensive, like I said, not as extensive as the original Jaclyn Hill palette and all the neutral looks you can create with that, but you can create some plummy neutral vibes, some warm neutral vibes, some cool tone neutral vibes. You know, like this is a perfect shade to just put in your crease on an everyday basis and just walk out the door. I really like the fact that she put a matte white highlight in this shade, in this palette, because she said that Lipstick Nick felt like she was missing that in the palette. And honestly, the original Jaclyn Hill palette taught me how to live without a matte white highlight. So the fact that she brought it back and it's this pigmented and this amazing is just beautiful. So yeah, I have to say some of my favorite shades in this palette, like her glitter shadow formula is just beautiful. It's so stunning. It is so stunning. And I know she said you should put like a glitter glue down if you want. Somebody was saying you should put I think it was her. You should put a glitter glue down if you want the glitter to like stay in place or something like that. I haven't tried it with any glitter glue, and I don't have any issues with the glitter falling down on my face. Obviously, I do have hooded lids, so it creases into like my crease a little, but I'm not too stressed about that because that's how God made me. But overall, I have to say this is just a beautiful, like beautiful, stunning palette. One of my favorites. And I have been reaching for this palette like non-stop, absolutely non-stop over the duration that I've gotten it. I think I've gotten it from just before lockdown, which has probably been a month now. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I have picked up this palette and created looks with this palette so many times. it's crazy. So like I said, throughout my sort of outro situation, I'll leave pictures on the screen of the looks that I've created with this palette. It's a beautiful palette. So I have to say, for all of my girls out there who love color just like I do, this is one of those palettes that you need. You need it. You need this in your collection. Do you guys see how beautiful this eye look looks right now? And I'm sure you guys are like, but Saneshni, you have the James Charles. The James Charles, in comparison to the Jaclyn, is like two different separate palettes in leagues of their own. Like, there's amazing things in the James Charles palette and there's amazing things in the Jaclyn Hill palette, but like the colors are not duplicated. If anything, I would say the colors in the Jaclyn Hill palette are a little bit more creamy and a little bit more pigmented. Okay, so my final thoughts on this palette is I have to say it is definitely one of those palettes I don't regret buying. Initially, after I bought it, I was like, oh my god, am I going to regret buying this? Am I not going to ever use it because I have similar shades in my collection? Not at all. This palette is in a league of its own. I have to say I enjoy the shades, and I mean, just look at how beautiful these eye looks turned out. I love it. I love it so much. I love this Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. Like I said, it's more of an acquired taste if you're that kind of girl who just loves color. If you love color more than you love neutral looks, this is the palette that you need in your makeup collection. So that is it from me. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day, every day with and without makeup. Comment down below. Let me know what looks you guys would like to see from me using this palette. I will try and create as many looks as I possibly can. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day, every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.